There are no officially sanctioned rules of poetry. However, some degree of structure can help you rein in your ideas and work productively, even as a startup poet. So there are rules on how to get started when it comes to poetry. Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Street Pen on Nectar podcast. My name is Bliss Bassi and I am always excited to always host this show. So if you're just joining us for the first time, you are welcome. And if you are a constant viewer of this show, once again you're welcome. So for those who are joining us for the first time, Street Pen is a program that is for creative writers, for book reviewers, for poets, for stand-up performers, and for lovers of literature, basically. That is what this program is all about. And we get to have some exclusive interview with poets, creative writers, with book reviewers. And so today, I'm just going to be doing this alone. And so to everyone who have been coming in for the show, thank you so much. We can't do this without you. And real quick, let's get into something really, really important. Based on public demand, you asked me that I should pen down or I should share with you some rules for those who are just starting up the poetry skills. Now, poetry is all about expression. It's about you being able to bring out the inner emotions. That's the best way I can describe it. So this is what the show is all about. But before we do that, we always have a rule where we get to learn very interesting words, okay? Very, very interesting words. So which one should I do first? Let me go straight to that request of me sharing with you those tips that can help you become or help you start of being a good poet or writing a poem in particular. Now, the first thing I would always say is brainstorm on your starting point. Whatever topic you decide to pick, whether it is violence, whether it is love, whether it is humanity, whether it is God, whatever topic you decide to write on, the first thing I always advise is you brainstorm on that particular topic. Now, if it's something that you have to go read, make research, go ahead and do that so that you can have your points, you can have your facts right. Now, then the second thing I always do is free write your work. Don't try to get it at the very first time. However it is, however you feel, start writing it. Let it flow. Just let those words come. Just let it flow. You might not really have a pattern or a structure at that point, but just write what you feel at that moment. Don't try to spice it up. Don't try to do anything, and don't try to dwell on your first line. Some people always have that problem of dropping that first pending on that first line. So just don't get your hopes on that first line. Just free write all that you're feeling at that moment, depending on your first, which is the topic that you decided to write on. That's the number one. Then number three, choose your poem form and style. Some people are, when I talk about your form and style, it has to do with your rhymes. It has to do with your use of figure of speech. It has to do, that's more of your form and style. Now, the fourth thing that you can also do is read for inspiration. Like I said, for every topic you decide to write on, if you have to read about those topics, go ahead and go read about them so that you can, be inspired. You can also get your facts right about it. Maybe you wanted to write on rape. Go read about people who have been raped. There you can draw your inspiration. There you can draw your inspiration on how to write about that particular topic. Now, the fifth thing you have to do is write for an audience. The first thing I did was write for me, stand in front of my mirror, and perform. I had two good friends who were always, they were keen. They were like, okay, you've written something nice, perform in front of us. They were there. They were my first audience. So you can have either yourself or the mirror performing, or you can get a friend who believes in your writing skill, put them in front of you, and get writing. So the sixth thing that you can also do is read your poem out loud. I do it a lot. When I write, I tend to read out my poem so that I can hear the words, I can feel the words, I can see the words. So you can read out loud so that you can go as ahead as recording yourself and then listen to that particular piece so you can know how impactful or how much you are feeling that piece. Now, the seventh thing you can also do is take a break and just relax, free your mind, go do something, go do a leisure thing, go do something, just busy your mind. And then you can come back, which is the eighth thing, come back and revise your poem and start all over again, see whether you need to change one or two. In the process of revising your poem, then you can get to find the errors and put in the right, dot the I's and, cross the T's and all of those things. So those are ways, those are the steps, the baby steps into writing a particular piece. I do hope that these 8 keys or these 8 tips have been able to put you through on how to, start your creative writing as a poet. Just in case you didn't hear me, you didn't, can't remember anyone, get your pen and paper. Let me make a recap on that. The first one is brainstorm on your starting point. Whatever topic you choose, just take your time and think through about it. And if you have to go read, go make research, go ahead and do so. The second thing is free write your poem. However you're feeling, don't try to spice up the word, don't try to get too serious. Just write it as the words are coming in, write them. Then the third thing you can also do is choose your form and style, okay? Your style of piece or writing your poem can help you go through. I do a lot of rhymings. Yes, I do a lot of inspiration, foundation, ministration, all those things. Nation, I do a lot of rhymes, so that can help me flow very well. For some, it is not that case. Now, the fourth thing you can also do is read for inspiration. That's what I said in number 1. Go get your facts, read more. When you read other people's stories or other people's poems, then you can tap in inspiration. Then the fifth thing you can also do is write and perform for an audience. It could be you and your mirror, it could be your dad, it could be your mom, a friend who believes in what you're doing. Then the sixth thing is read out loud so that you can feel, so that you can have that imaginary picture of your piece. You can feel and see your piece. That is reading it out loud. Then the seventh thing is take a break, go relax. Don't force all those poems at once. It might not come at once. It might just come 4 lines first. And then there is a brain block somewhere. Don't worry. Go do something. Go watch football, go watch movie, play around, take a walk, and then come back, which is number 8. Revise on your poem. There you can see your errors and you can dot your I's and cross your T's. That is the 8 tips, so baby steps on how to get started as a poet if you have to get writing. So I do hope that those 8 points have been able to help you through, okay? And let me also do this before I say it's a wrap. I'm going to share with you some of my interesting words that I like to use when it comes to poems. My first word, I always say it every time, is geisha. Yes, geisha is not the canned, not the canned fish that you've seen in the store. Geisha actually means a woman who is trained to entertain men, entertain people in intellectual conversation, singing, dancing, creative arts, basically. That is what geisha actually means. And I also formed a new word, prettyful. That's a combination of pretty and beautiful. That's one word, prettyful. You've never heard that before, right? Maybe you have, but I created it. Don't mind me. But that's just one of the things that we do as a poet. We get licensed to create our own words and it gets to be used. So you can also start off. Let me do this real quick before I'll be flogged. A big thank you to Beauty Fix. Did I get that correct? Yeah, Beauty Fix for giving me this face bit. She's amazing. I mean, look at how... It's not even my birthday yet. And hey, guys, on the 29th of May is my birthday. And I'm just happy. That's all. I'm super excited. So that's why... Thank you, Beauty Fix. Beauty what Fix for this glam. Thank you so much. And today you might be wondering why I don't have a guest. I am your guest. Let's take it that way. I'm your guest. So I do hope that my 8 tips have been able to help you start off your writing properly. Don't forget, those 8 tips will definitely come handy. And that's how much you can take on this episode or Street Pen right here on Nectar Podcast. A big thank you to all my production team, Eli, Boy, should I say Boy or Godwin? All right, a big shout out to our production team for this wonderful, wonderful set. To Nectar Podcast family, they're the best. Thank you, Eli. Thank you, Boy. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Ekwato. Thank you to everyone. I really appreciate you. Beauty Fix, thank you. You are the best. Thank you for this space. And until I come your way next time, stay blessed. God loves you. Bye.